So in this video, we're gonna get my buddy Ivan's Evo up and running, so come along. Yeah, so this video is probably gonna be a little bit disjointed. A little bit backstory, I did a clutch on it last April, and ever since then it really didn't run right. It was throwing the cam codes, it would idle sporadically, a bunch of different things. Come to find out he had the old timing chain, so we put the old timing chain on. I had to take it back out and put a phaser on because the phaser was bad too. And it's still, it got rid of the cam codes, but it still had a sporadic idle, and felt like a brake booster problem. So I went and got a used brake booster because they're discontinued from Mitsubishi, so that's pretty cool. Well, I finally got around to doing it with Jason here, and come along and you'll see what exactly the problem is. But we'll rewind the clock to the other things that we did. So this is my buddy Ivan's Evo 10. We did a clutch in it this spring, and as soon as we started it up, it didn't want to idle. Thought it might have just been the idle relearn, but that ended up not being it. So what's happening is the intake cam is showing that it's more or less 22 degrees advanced at all times. Just to be easy, we put a solenoid in it. Also did the updated timing chain. Yeah, so what we're gonna do today is we're gonna take the valve cover off, take the timing cover off. We're actually gonna replace the phaser on the intake cam. There's a couple people online that say that there's some oiling issues on these earlier cars. I doubt that's it on this. This thing is pretty well taken care of, but yeah, if that doesn't work, then we have to pull ahead. So yeah, well, stick around and see what happens. Got the timing cover off. Obviously, we're gonna have to clean up all the RTV and everything. But yeah, maybe I'd run to the bank, but it may took me like an hour and a half to do. It's a pretty easy little job. We're gonna have to pin the tensioner. Well, we're gonna have to get it at TDC first. Pin the tensioner, pull that out, drop the chain, and then replace that gear right up there. So yeah. I'm gonna take a little bit of a break and do some paperwork and then do that. Well, this is what I got for my cam holder. It may not look pretty, but it sure does work. So what I'm gonna do is lock the tensioner, get that out, pull the chain off, and then we're gonna zip that bolt there out and replace that gear. Nice part is this chain's new, so it's still got all the timing marks on it, so I'm not too terribly worried about marking anything, but all right, well, the new one is in, torqued down. I inspected the old one too. When I held them up next to each other, it did seem like this one was a little off. It was only, like I said, like 22 degrees. So, honestly, like I said, there's really nothing else that can be at this point. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna clean up all the RTV. I'm not gonna film any of that because that's boring stuff. And I'll pick back up with you guys when I start reassembling, so. Well, all right, so we're done with everything. I'm gonna throw 5 quarts of Dominator racing oil in it, turn it over by hand a few times. I'm gonna leave the coils unplugged and crank it until we get some oil pressure, and then I'll plug the coils in. I'm gonna clear the codes, reset the timing interval, and start it, and hopefully everything works. So let's put some oil in. So we're gonna finally finish up Ivan's car here. Pretty sure it needs a booster. You gotta start there. If that fixes it, that'd be awesome. This has been an ongoing thing for like the last year and a half or so. The shop, it looks like a disaster right now. So I'm gonna work on cleaning the shop. Jason's gonna do this booster. I don't have my tripod right now, so I will just kind of update you as we go. But yeah, we're gonna swap this out and go from there. Well, we got the old booster and everything out. And I actually noticed what the problem was. When I did the clutch, this O-ring never went back on. So there was a massive leak around that. So we're actually just gonna put this booster and everything back in with the new O-ring. I like the way this one looks. It's not all brake fluid on the paint or whatever. So that's pretty cool. That it's a pretty easy fix. I mean, it sucks that we took it out, but it is what it is.
Oh, it's great practice.
What do you think about your first Mitsubishi, Jason?
Oh, it's great practice. Glad we can put it right back in where we got it from.
Yeah. What do you think, Jason?
First car on the hoist. No more rolling around in the ground.
So I know that we didn't have a video about it or anything, but I got a lift. Ivan, your car's the first car on it. So what do you think of the brake booster job, Jason?
Yeah, it went all right.
Yeah, we still got to finish it, but...
Yeah, but we figured out what the problem was. A simple O-ring.
Yeah.
So you just never know.
Yeah, so we'll finish that up. We got to bleed the brakes. I've got a cat back for this car that he doesn't know about yet. So we'll put that on and, yeah, give it back to him. Should be pretty excited, maybe. Probably not. He's all in the electric car kick, but yeah. All right, so I got my buddy Josh coming by. He's going to help me bleed the brakes. We were going to do it the other night. It got too late, but bleed the brakes, weld the exhaust, and take it for a test drive, so come along. Out with the old exhaust, in with the new. This might be a little louder than we want it to be, but worst case, we got some free tubing out of it. We'll just replace the muffler. I'm going to throw it up, and we'll see what we got going on. Yeah, so we got the wheels all bled. Wasn't too bad. Josh came and helped me. I'm gonna weld out this exhaust. So when I bought it, it didn't have this clamp here. So I'm just gonna weld this up. Then after that, I think we're gonna try taking it for a drive. And hopefully the brake issue is fixed. I mean, I don't see why it won't be. But yeah, I'm gonna finish doing this all real quick and we'll go for a drive. So I'm gonna let it warm up here a little bit. It really only had an erratic idle. So if it doesn't install or die or anything like that, we're golden on the fixability. That means we're golden on the O-ring being the problem. But I'm gonna let it run in here for a while, and once that's all done, hopefully take it for a drive. Yeah, so far the test drive has been pretty good. Just went and got some gas, filled up the tires with air, gonna wash it here. Then we're actually gonna go on a real test drive and see what happens. Only snafu I've had so far is a mouse ran across me and that kind of freaked me out a little bit. I'm not scared of mice, just I didn't expect it while going down the road. So hopefully he's out of here by now. I haven't really seen him since, but yeah, we're gonna finish washing the car here and like I said, go for a drive. Car drove awesome. I gave Josh a ride in it. I forgot how fast this car actually is. I mean, it's just on like a Cobb Stage 2 tune. But I think I'm gonna try talking him into a pump, injectors, and we'll do dual tunes for E85. But I'm gonna drop the car off with him later. I don't know, maybe I'll see if I can film a little bit of him in the car, get his experience before we wrap up this video. But if not, that's where I'm gonna leave this video. So yeah, like, subscribe, do all that kind of stuff, and we'll see you next time.